So now I'm going to show you how to make the dimple cover. You can see how I sewed the top portion above the dimple flat. And now I'm going to show you how to make the adorable cover over the dimple. I'm just going to show you a basic cover, but you can get more creative and come up with better designs to cover the dimples, like this one. This is a free-form crochet pattern. I learned how to do the free-form crochet from this lady, Chudova Irene. I got her pattern online. I purchased it, the Fifi the Bear pattern by Chudova Irene. This is a very difficult pattern. It's not suitable for beginners. So for beginners, I would recommend you could purchase this pattern, but you may want to crochet with other patterns to get more experience before you would purchase or actually purchase this pattern or try to attempt this pattern. But you will learn a lot of free form designs. So that's one of the designs that I used for my other donkey. And I have the link for her. If you can't find her, I have the link on my Mustang horse blog post on www.helenmaycrochet.com. Or you can contact via my blog and I can direct you to her link. I'm not affiliated with Chudova Irene. I just love her pattern and I purchased it myself, and I would recommend it for others. On this video tutorial, I'm just going to show you a basic pattern for beginners. And if you want to get more elaborate, like I said, you can purchase a pattern or find more freeform crochet patterns online. So the first thing that we're going to do is just take the main colored yarn for your donkey, and we're going to start with a magic circle. And you're going to place 6 single crochet into the magic circle after your slip knot. So I'm going to make my slip knot, and then I'm going to place 6 single crochet into the magic circle, just like you've done before. Then you're going to place 2 single crochet into every stitch around until you have a total of 12 stitches in the round. So 2 single crochet in every stitch around until you have a total of 12 stitches in the round. Now you can close the center of the magic circle if you need to. Just pull on that loose yarn end on the back. And then for those of you that know how to make the increase rounds, we're going to be making 3 increase rounds. So for the first increase round, you're going to make 1 single crochet into the first stitch and then 2 single crochet into the next stitch. And you're going to repeat that pattern all the way around back to the yarn marker. So 1 single crochet into the first stitch, 2 single crochet into the next stitch. Repeating that pattern all the way around back to the yarn marker. Then for the next increase round, you're going to make 1 single crochet into 2 stitches and then 2 single crochet into the next stitch, repeating that pattern all the way around back to the yarn marker. Then 1 single crochet into 3 stitches and then 2 single crochet into the next stitch, repeating that pattern all the way around. So now you should have a total of 30 stitches in the round. Go ahead and remove your yarn marker, and you're going to make a slip stitch into the next stitch over. Just yarn over and pull the yarn through both loops on the hook for a slip stitch. Then you're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then you're going to make, that counts as your first double crochet for this next round. We're going to make a bunch of popcorn stitches all the way around. So for the first popcorn stitch, this counts as your first double crochet, and you're going to make 4 more double crochet into the same stitch. So just yarn over, go into the same stitch, bring up a loop, make a double crochet, and you're going to make a total of 5 double crochet into the same stitch, counting your first chain 3. So now you have 5 double crochet in the same stitch. Go ahead and leave a little bit of a loop where you left off and take your crochet hook and go into the top stitch of that first chain 3 that you made, and then you're going to grab the loop with your crochet hook. Go ahead and cinch the loop around the crochet hook and then bring the loop through the first stitch or top stitch of that first chain 3 that you made, and you completed your first popcorn stitch. Then you can chain 1. Then you're going to make a double crochet into, you may need to skip a stitch, so you can see this popcorn stitch kind of covers that next stitch. So we're going to skip that stitch and make a popcorn into the next stitch. So I'm going to yarn over, go into the next stitch, bring up a loop, and then make a double crochet. And then you're going to make a total of 5 double crochet into the same stitch. So 5 double crochet in the same stitch. Then you're going to leave a little bit of a loop on that last double crochet that you made. Take your crochet hook, go into the top stitch of the first double crochet that you made in the stitch, and then you're going to hook the loop with your crochet hook and then cinch the loop around the crochet hook, and then bring the loop through that first top stitch of the first double crochet that you made. And then you completed your popcorn stitch, chain 1, and then you're going to repeat this all the way around the circle back to the first popcorn stitch. I'm going to make one more popcorn stitch with you. So now I'm going to yarn over, go into the next stitch, and I'm going to, you can see how the popcorn covers that next stitch. I'm going to skip that stitch and just go into the next stitch. So you can make as many popcorn stitches as you want in the round. Just make sure that you don't skip too many stitches, otherwise the circle will kind of bunch up. So when I did it this way, it just evenly spaced the popcorns around, and this is what my other one looks like. It's ready to sew onto over a dimple. It's a little dimple cover. So now I have 2 double crochet, 3, 4, 5. And then I'm going to chain 1 and repeat. So you're going to repeat this all the way around, making your popcorn stitches all the way back to where you started. So then when you finish your last popcorn stitch and you make your chain 1, go ahead and just finish off. Just yarn over and then just pull enough yarn through to sew the dimple cover in place. And for mine, I'm going to count my popcorn stitches for you. I had a total of 16 popcorn stitches, and don't worry if you don't have the same number as me. It doesn't, as long as it looks pretty and it looks similar to mine, then that's all you need to have to cover the little dimple. And you can see it makes almost like a flower appearance. It's really pretty. Then just take your tapestry needle, and we're going to bury the loose yarn end that's on the back from the magic circle. Just kind of weave the loose yarn end into the back or the wrong side of the dimple cover, and you can go a couple of different directions to make sure it's nice and buried. So I'm just going to go a couple times, and then I'm just going to cut the loose yarn end, and then it's ready to sew onto your donkey. So now after you finished flattening that top portion, like I showed you, then just take your tapestry needle and put it onto the long end you left for sewing, and just kind of weave the yarn end, or the yarn that you're going to use to sew, down towards the center. Then you just kind of place it with the right side facing you. Kind of cover the leg where you want it to. And then once you're happy with the position, then you can go right into the leg and come up. Into the dimple cover. And then I sew in between the popcorn stitches. So just make sure you have it positioned where you want, and you don't want huge stitches on the right side because you don't want it to show on the dimple cover. You want it to look pretty. So you just go through sewing to the body, and then I usually come up between the popcorn stitches. And then I just sew it in place. So here I'm going to come up between the popcorn stitch, because you don't want to mess up the popcorn design either. And then I'm going to go down and then up through the body. Not the body, but the leg. And then you can see how I'm coming up between the popcorn stitch. You also want to make sure that it's positioned on the leg, and you just go in and out sewing the dimple cover to the leg. And then it just gives a neat, unique and pretty look to your donkey.